So I wanted to reflect a little bit on the journey to 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. This is very much unscripted. I'm just talking off the top of my head a little bit here. It's been a few months. I would say that in earnest, I started in probably April. And if you all recall what happened in April, was I made the decision to stream here on YouTube. For the longest time, I've been a Twitch streamer, and what I decided to do was test for the regional championships coming up in Brisbane at the time, earlier this year. If you cast your mind back, Brilliant Stars had just come out. Everybody was clamoring for what was to be the first regional championship of 2022 and the first one for the last 2 years. All eyes were on that tournament. And I wanted to give it a really good go. And I knew that I had local players to compete with, so I wanted to hide my testing. I didn't want them to check out my Twitch, but I also didn't want to not stream, so I tried out YouTube. And this is the deck that I grinded out on stream, and lo and behold, I was able to play it all the way to a top 8 finish. I played against Natalie Miller in that tournament and lost a best of 3. Unfortunately, my paths to the peak were not enough to keep the Mew VMAX under control. Anyhow, from there, I just decided I don't want to go back to Twitch. I want to stick to YouTube. And ever since then, I've been on a bit of a YouTube journey. I've consistently uploaded deck profiles. I've been streaming here. I've met a lot of people, a lot of you here in the chat are people that have discovered me through my YouTube streams. So it's been fantastic getting to know all of you and producing content for you, all of you to see. I think that my journey with YouTube and to 1,000 subscribers even starts before this, but this is one of the really important markers for it. I'm going to look at my YouTube channel, and I just want to see what some of these dates look like on my uploads, because I guess if I scroll down and I look back at when I really got started, I would say, yeah, we're at about a year on from when I got started. So on the 13th of July, so yeah, almost bang on 1 year doing YouTube, to be honest, or in earnest, right? My YouTube video titled Start Winning Pokemon TCG Online Theme Deck Tournaments with Soaring Storm has only just crested 13,000 views. Okay. We're at 13,000 views on that video, and it's sort of what kickstarted me into trying to produce for YouTube, because at the time, I was streaming to Twitch. I was splitting my time between different games. I was only doing the Pokemon Card thing, like one stream a week. I was streaming a lot of Kingdom Hearts at the time, Kingdom Hearts 2. I must return to that game at some point. But anyhow, I did that. And then the other really popular video on my channel is the guide on how to get started as a free-to-play player. And between those two videos and just a steady stream of content to YouTube, I've been able to piece together a nice little account, you know? 1,000 subscribers is not a lot when you stand next to the other giants in content creation, even within Pokemon cards. There are some fantastic content creators that I can hopefully refer to as my peers one day. Maybe maybe I am good enough to refer to them as my peers. I don't know, but yeah, it's still a lot. When I don't think about them and I just focus on myself, 1K is a lot, and I'd like to continue creating. Now that I'm wholly focused on the YouTube game, I want to keep going. We're going to keep making these YouTube videos. We're going to try and expand out. I want to do long form content. I want to talk about topics that interest me. They could be about Pokemon cards. They could be more general. Maybe we can have some kind of talkback radio segment to the stream. Maybe we can chat and I can give you my thoughts on your questions and ideas. I don't know. But we've got quite the canvas to work with YouTube and video. And hopefully you're all going to stick around for it for the long term. At the very least, I do promise that I will continue producing for as long as I am able to, as long as my circumstances allow me to. We're going to keep making Pokemon card stuff and have a bit of fun along the way. So this is the last thing I'll talk about when it comes to this journey to 1,000 subscribers. Something that I've had to discover is what my brand and identity is within the space of Pokemon cards. And I think that if I had to chalk it up to something, it's about finding the fun in this game no matter what. Because especially over the last 2 years when we've been told you can't go outside, we've had to be isolated from each other, and so when all you've got is this window that we're looking at and this portal to play the Pokemon card game online, we've had to find the fun and make it fun. And I think that what we're doing is we're celebrating the bad decks and we're playing them as well as we can. I think that one of my mission statements with this channel is that no bad card gets left behind. We'll find a place for it, you know. Even if the fate of that card is to be in a deck that nobody expects to win 19 times out of 20, because that one game out of 20 where your ridiculous harebrained scheme works, that is what we're looking for. We don't want to leave cards behind. We want to do the best that we can with all of them, because what's the point? You know, what's the point if we don't? Because they become these rectangles of cardboard that don't do anything for us. And I think that that's something that GLC celebrates quite a lot. And it harbors and cultivates is the word. It cultivates an environment that allows cards not to be left behind. So, yeah. So that's what I want this channel to be. I want this to be a channel that's willing to go on an adventure and explore for the cards that are forgotten. Because there is no fate worse than being forgotten. I was thinking about the video game Final Fantasy IX when I said that. There's a quote from that there's a character named Freya who I think is like in love with another character, and that other character forgets who she is. A quote that always stuck out for me.